the clean. So there are two types of cleans. There's a power clean and a hang clean. So power clean is where you are cleaning the bar straight from the ground up. A hang clean is where you pick the bar up and you go down about halfway and clean it up where your bar is hanging. So we're going to talk about both. Okay, so it's the same as the deadlift, where I go down and pick up the bar and I get ready with a straight back. Okay, and so she's going to go down, and from the ground she's going to pick it up right about her shins. With a straight back, she's going to come up and clean the bar. All right, and now she's going to let it back down. Now we're going to talk about the hang clean, which she's going to start with it up. She's going to push back, let it hang, and then she's going to come up and clean when she's ready. Perfect. All right, so the keys to this is you want to make sure that you are, you're good. You want to make sure that you are pulling the clean. You don't want to feel like you are muscling, trying to muscle the clean up. Common mistake is using too much of your hips when the bar comes up, trying to get it up, and you are almost bicep curling it up. All right, that causes some injuries. That's a common mistake. You want to make sure that when you are coming up, you are pulling the bar up and then flipping your elbows up underneath. Okay, so for a beginner, somebody who's just learning, there's a progression. So the first progression will be just RDL. So that is where you are holding the bar. So go ahead and hold the bar. Pick it up. Hold it at your waist like you would on deadlift. Pull it down. Here you go. And let it rest. All right. Turn. We'll come right here. Perfect. All right. So when we're doing RDL, the first progression to it, you are going to let it hang. You have a slight knee bend in your knees. You don't want to bend like you're squatting. It's a slight bend. And just like in squatting, we're going to imagine that rope is pulling our hips back, and this is just stretching our hamstrings. You go down about halfway to your shins and come back up. We're going to do one more. We're going to go down, letting that bar hang, and coming back up. This exercise works on those hamstrings, working on just feeling it tight. You should feel a tight stretch in your hamstrings when you go down. All right. So our next progression, grab a bar, please. Our next progression from there is we're gonna do RDL down, and when we are coming up, which way? RDL down. When I come up, now it's called a clean pull, where I am pulling it up, but I am not flipping my elbows. So this is just working on that from the RDL being explosive, and we are clean pulling the bar up. Okay. So she's gonna do her RDL. This is progression. This is step 2 in the progression. And then she's going to come up and pull. All right. She's going to let it back down. She doesn't have to hold it. All right. Grab one more time. All right. Let it hang. All right. Romanian deadlift, RDL down. Pull up, high elbows, and let it back down. All right. And then from there, she can go from RDL to high pulls to flipping those elbows. So she's going to go from there. Now she can start getting into an actual clean. She's going to pull it up, RDL down, high pull up, and clean elbows underneath. Perfect. That is a clean. So a common mistake people will see with the clean, a rounded back, pulling it up. By not pulling it up, but muscling it up. All right. And if you are injured with this, I really wouldn't recommend doing this exercise if you're injured in any part of your body. But you can do what we call a kettlebell, one arm kettlebell clean. So it's the same thing. You want the kettlebell out in front. I go down RDL. I come up and clean with it. I am going down and coming up and cleaning.